Hey guys, what's Gump here? Sorry for the delay. Life has been extremely busy, and I originally had an hour of background footage cut to fit the length of this video. Anywho, it should be all sorted out. Today I'll be answering people's questions from the YouTube posts that I did a couple days ago, as well as a few that my friend graciously gathered. So without further ado, let's begin. First question is from Doom Guy 2020, happy spring. My question is, if one of the Halo games were to be finished to the degree that Bungie Halo Studios initially aims for during development, before things were left on the cutting room floor, which game would you choose? At first, I was going to say Halo 2, but then with today's climate with live service games and all, I would say Halo Infinite because it's a live service and they tend to make or break the standards for people's high expectations. So with that, I would have loved to see what could have been released at launch, when they developed more and like added everything before Microsoft had to push the date to the 20th anniversary. Another question comes from Kazuki0117. Happy spring. Okay, so before I begin, I would like to share a huge amount of love for the elites. Knowing that I am a huge fan of them, I literally have a field marshal as my profile picture. I've done a personal review between Halo Reach's Elite Armor and Halo Infinite's Elite Armor. Halo Infinite's Mercenary Blue, Enforcer Red, Spec Ops, Ultra, and Warlord elites, same for some of the bosses that share the same armor, also mimic that of Reach's Elite Minor Officer, Spec Ops, Ultra, and General armor sets. I love 343's take on their armor because the designs are inspired, remade, thanks to the ones from Reach. So if I can ask you this question, which is either stupid or good altogether, what is your take on Infinite's Elite Armored sets, and would you be able to explain that take in detail on each of them to the best of your ability? I apologize if this is a long one, so take your time with this. You can save it for the next video, plan to upload, or even save it for another interview video. Thank you, Kazuki. I agree, definitely. I share your same opinion on this. I think they did a amazing job and making sure the elites fit the middle ground between old and new. Because ever since Halo Wars 2 released, it was a thing they took notes on the fans' demands to return back to the classic armor slick ancient warrior design of these split jaw freaks. Even though if you ask me, I'm personally a Spartan fan as I am. I like the rank codings they brought back, like the minors are blues, the majors are elites, the generals are gold from Halo Reach, the zealots are ultras from Reach, and the specters or the tactical ops, whatever they're called, are tactical deep dark purple. It seems they respect the legacy and the design of these elites past the Reclaimer era where we had like the big bulky subspecies we got in 4 or 5. So yeah, definitely that's my thoughts on it. I'm not really a huge elite expert on it, but I can get the gist of it. Here's a question from my friend Tats that she came up with. She says, "What is the most obscure game you love?" And to this, I gotta say it is Kona. If in case you guys don't know, Kona is a survival adventure game that's like an indie based scenario where you play as a detective investigating Nord du Quebec during October of 1970. It has a great game. It's a gripping atmosphere. It's very cold, like being northern Canada. You have to like solve a mystery of what happened to people. That's as far as I can go without spoiling it. I think it's really good. It's definitely one of those indie games I didn't think I'd be playing. The next question is, what is the most terrible game you've ever played and why? I definitely say Homefront 2 The Revolution. I bought it for like $5 and played it for about 20 minutes or so. Absolutely did not like it. I like the concept and the setting, but the gameplay and flow is so slow and boring. The next question is, what's been your favorite game series? Besides Halo, I'd say Metro. The first time I got invested into it, I had no idea what I was getting into, but I like the Eastern philosophical themes and the underground setting. Not a lot of games try to copycat and emulate something like Fallout or Stalker, but Metro does its own thing. I like the characters and the plot. It's very melancholic and captivating. The next question is, what is your favorite game genre? Immersive sim. I like the games like Thief, Deus Ex, System Shock, BioShock, all that had like I'll give the player like a lot of freedom into how they go about approaching an objective. It's very creative and inspiring. Did you ever buy any game merchandise like t-shirts, game weapons merchandise? Oh yeah, absolutely. I love buying Halo merchandise. It's very fun and something to display for to be proud of. For instance, I have a ODST 19th platoon banner. I'll show it up on the image here. I have a Halo Infinite blanket and a pillow and a Halo 5 lock backpack that I took with me to college. Was there any games you just bought based on the name alone or the cover art? To this, I'd say I usually buy games based on my journey with them. Like when I got into the game series, or like if I am excited for like a new entry or whatever, or I usually rent them from like either Blockbuster or the Game Pass subscription. Cover arts are entirely different because, as attention seeking as they are, sometimes they can be misleading with some of these games. Do you prioritize gameplay or the story for the game, and why? It's a 50-50. If the gameplay's plot sucks, then it's the gameplay I care about, you know. And this is vice versa. So if the gameplay sucks, then the story is all I care about for. I just want to get to like the end of it, like and figure out what's going on. What do you think should be done to improve the AAA gaming industry? Honestly, for this, I think we need another 1983 video game crash because these dumb live service games and monetization policies are just like everywhere. It honestly like has become saturated and ruins everything. That or indie games need to be popular again to the point where AAA games have to like cut their fat on like the monetization exploitation, if that makes any sense. Another question is, how should we as the consumer help to improve gaming as a whole? First, do not pre order the game, especially if it's EA. Second, play these indie games. There are a lot of them. Tell word of them with your friends. Don't buy into the practice of unfair, unbalanced battle passes from systems like Call of Duty or especially Fortnite, where you have to like afford three freaking battle passes. And then finally, just speak up against the grifters or the negative people on YouTube or whatever that keep spreading like misinformation or anything dumb stuff about like why these games suck. Because honestly, I think they use a lot of logical fallacies with strawman arguments and red herrings and slippery slopes. What game genre? Oh, I forgot. The next question is, what's the first game you ever played? Either Halo or Metroid. I can't recall, to be honest. That was like 2003 or 2004 as a child. What game genre just doesn't work for you? I'd say JRPGs because I feel like there's too much information overloading my brain and it's hard to get into if you aren't patient or understanding. Another genre is gacha games. I just don't understand them. Which is your preferred system to game? Either Xbox or PC. What if ever is the first gaming console you own? GameCube or original Xbox that I share with my brother? Dogs or cats? Dog companions? Would you rather play Quake or Chasm the Rift? I've never heard of Chasm the Rift, so definitely Quake, especially Quake 4. And then last question, what are the top 3 memorable bosses you ever faced? Definitely Ridley Craig from Metroid Zero Mission, Millennia from Elden Ring, Atheon from Destiny's First Raid. I know that's a weird throw in, but I just love that. So, anyway, that's about it. That's as much questions as I can answer for the video within the certain time length. Again, I apologize if the video came out a day or two late. My footage capture was too complicated to get out, so I had to trim it down. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be uploading more shorts and videos in the future. More Halo content coming soon. I think this was a very fun video to work on, especially I enjoyed and love. And yeah, I think that's about it. So this has been Woodscub, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.